Shalom Israel. This is Yudah and Marina Yasharel. Today is a lesson that has scared me to the point where I've come to this computer 5 times. And each time I go back and I said to my wife, I need to lay down for a few more seconds. There is so much information here. Before I get started, let me just try to brief you guys on what's going on in this lesson. But before I start, I want to read a couple of things for you so that you can familiarize yourself with where I'm going and why. The lesson title is What We Should Know. So let me start out with this. In many countries, the new year begins on January 1st. However, this wasn't always the case. In fact, for centuries, other dates marked the start of the calendar, including March 25th. Now, right here at this point, I want to express some concerns. It's funny how they would include March. All right, March is the original creation beginning month of the year. That is the true. Now, the 25th, I don't agree with. But let's go on. And December 25th. So, how did January 1st become New Year's date? We can partly thank the Roman king Numa Pompilius. According to tradition, during his reign, from 715 to 673 BCE, Numa revised the Roman Republic calendar so that January replaced March as the first month. Now, if you remember, not too long ago, I did a video or a lesson pertaining to the month of Abib, which is the beginning of the year. That is the time when the grain is ripened, the harvest of the corn, all right, the new corn, the new grain. so March is truly the beginning of the month. But what I want y'all to see is it's historically documented that they changed that. It was a fitting choice since January was named after Janus, the Roman god of all beginnings. March celebrated Mars. That's according to them, not us, the god of war. Some sources claim that Numa also created the month of January. Don't know much about that. However, there is evidence that January 1st was not made the official start of the Roman year until 153 BCE. Now, in 46 BCE, Julius Caesar introduced more changes through the Julian calendar, as it became known, retained January 1st as the year's opening date. So now what does that mean for us? That means we have 3 calendars: the Julian calendar, the Gregorian calendar, and the Most High's own creation calendar. So let's go to the second pulpit, Pope Gregory the Eighth. For Gregory the Eighth, original name Ugo Boncampagni or Buon Compagni, born June 7, 1502, Bologna, Romagna, Italy, died April 10, 1585, Rome, Papal States, Pope from 1572 to 1585, who promulgated the Gregorian calendar and founded a system of seminaries for Roman Catholic priests. What is that saying to us? They removed the creation calendar and created their own. What does that mean? It means that whoever is keeping the Sabbath from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown is grossly in error. I'm going to prove it. Y'all stick with me because I'm going to some books that y'all been told are forgeries. But I'm here to tell you, keep an open mind and an open heart. Because the one thing these nations has always done is they programmed us to run from the books that had the truth and read the ones that don't. And this is nothing new. This is how they work. So, they have always programmed us in a way that we would run from the books where we had knowledge and wisdom and flee to the books that told us lies. Now, what does this mean? This is why Israel is so divided. Let's go back to the southern and northern kingdom. What divided them? This same crap right here. This is why Israel today cannot come together as one people. This is why there's always fights on who's right about this, who's wrong about that. But aren't we supposed to be one nation who serve one God and bring the message that supports that? So what's going on? Why can't we do that? Why do we have to have teachers who race to the opportunity to bash another teacher because they don't agree? Now, like I said in the beginning, I've attempted to start this lesson 5 times, and each time I just felt so nervous. I have never felt nervous about doing no lessons. This is the first. So if I pause, y'all stick with me, because I want to try to make sure that I keep my thoughts collected. This is very important. I'm going to prove to you how things have gotten out of order, and I'm going to prove why they're out of order, and I'm going to do it all with the word of the Most High. So don't be so quick to rule out the book of Jubilees or the Sefer in general. And let me tell you something about that, since we're on the subject. It has been said that the book of Jasher is a forgery, although the books mention Jasher. But you know, the problem is that they can't seem to find the author. You know why they can't find the author? Because it don't talk about the author. They misunderstood the name Jasher was not a name. It was a word of definition. And what does it mean? Book of upright. And what is the Sefer called? Look it up. It's called the Book of Upright. That's why they're confused. Now, when I tell you the Most High deals with us, I'm telling you the truth. He deals with us. He shows us what's really hard for most people to comprehend. But, oh, Israel, I'm bringing you the truth. So with that being said, let's get started. Jubilees, chapter 1, verse 15. And they will forget all my Torah and all my commandments and all my judgments, and will go astray as to the new moons and the Sabbath and feast and jubilees and ordinances. What does that mean? Well, let's start with they will forget all my Torah. They are running to the New Testament. That's not the Torah. Why are they in the New Testament? Because they forgot the Torah. That's plain as day. All you got to do is listen to these words. And if the Spirit don't move you and show you the validity of this lesson, then it's not for you. But they forgot the Torah. The proof is in the New Testament. That proves they forgot the Torah, because the New Testament is not the Torah. They forgot the commandments and all my judgments, and they will go astray as to new moons and Sabbath and feast days and jubilees and ordinances. Now let's talk about that. What exactly is he saying? Well, let's start with the Sabbath. Because they don't know the Torah, they're keeping the Gregorian and the Julian calendar instead of the Most High's creation calendar, which is why they celebrate the Sabbath every Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. Now, I didn't put this particular scripture in here, but I'm going to bring it to your attention. Go to Genesis. If you got your books, open them up to Genesis chapter 1, verse 14. Look at what it says. He divided the day and divided the night. The light he called day, the dark he called night. And the day, the sun ruled the day, and the darkness, the moon, ruled the night. They cannot, well, they weren't supposed to rule at the same time. Now that brings me to a question that I know many of you have witnessed and didn't realize the proof is right in your face. How many of you have seen the sun and the moon up at the same time? That is not supposed to happen. They're not supposed to rule at the same time. The Most High said it himself. He divided them. One rules the night and one rules the day. Why are they both up in the day? That was a hint. That was a sign that something was wrong, out of order. And we're going to talk about order. Let's keep moving. Jubilees, chapter 6, verse 33 and 34. But if they do neglect and do not observe them according to his commandment, then they will disturb all their seasons, and the years will be dislodged from this order. My God, how much clearer can that be? Do you not see all of this disorder? Our people can't get along. Our teachers fight each other. Instead of coming together the way they were supposed to, they're looking for reasons to fight and bash. That is not what the Most High called us to do. There is nowhere in the scriptures where the Most High called us to fight amongst each other. In fact, the Most High says that he's going to make a new covenant where Judah and Israel will come back together as one. Then they will disturb all their seasons, and the years will be dislodged from this order. And they will disturb the season, and the years will be dislodged, and they will neglect their ordinances. What ordinances? The laws, statutes, and commandments. If they don't understand the new moon and the role it plays in the signs for the days, the seasons, and the years, they cannot keep the ordinances. It's out of order. Verse 34. And all the children of Yasharel will forget. Y'all hear me? And all the children of Yasharel will forget and will not find the path of the years, and will forget the new moons and seasons and Sabbath, and they will go wrong as to all the order of the years. Oh my God, how clear is that? I got to read that again. And all the children of Yasharel will forget and will not find the path of the years, and will forget the new moons and seasons and Sabbath, and they will go wrong as to all the order of the years. Did you hear me? Ain't that exactly what's going on today? There is no order. Why? Because they're out of order. I taught this 6 months ago in one of my lessons about the new moon. I taught that this was the key. This is the key that unlocks the door. You have to start there. And if you start there, the Most High, I guarantee you, will open your eyes and understanding and show you more. I'm a living witness. Enoch 69, verses 6 through 16. Yes, I'm in the book of Enoch. Have an open mind and an open heart, because the Most High is trying to tell you something. This is the book they don't want you to see. That's why they tell you it's a forgery. Oh, but if you pay attention, you will see it's not a forgery. It is the truth. Also, in verse 6 through 8, we are told about the angel Gabriel, the third angel, who seduced Eve. They don't tell you about that. They tell you it was Satan in the garden that seduced Eve. Well, it's a freaking lie. It was the angel fallen called Gabriel, the third angel. He's the one that seduced Eve, who was called Chua. Let's get it right. Let's get it right. Verse 9. The name of the fourth, that's the fourth fallen angel, is Penumi, or Penemu. He discovered to the children of men bitterness and sweetness, and pointed out to them every secret of their wisdom. These angels was showing everything, and that wasn't intended for us. We didn't need that. I'm going to elaborate on that a little further down the road. I'm coming to that. And pointed out to them every secret of their wisdom. He taught men to understand writing and ink and paper. Hallelujah. He taught men to understand writing and ink and paper. We did not need ink and paper. When the Most High created Adam, everything Adam needed was already within him. It was already there. There was no need to read, write, or even have paper. They did this to contaminate us as a people. Therefore, numerous have been those who have gone astray from every period of the world, even to this day. For men were not born for this. Thus, with pen and with ink to confirm their belief. We didn't need no pen, paper, or ink to confirm who our Creator was. That's what this is saying. That's what this is saying. Don't tell me the book of Enoch or Jubilees or the Sefer Bible is forgery. Don't tell me. Since they were not created except that, like the angels, they might remain righteous and pure. If we had not got this pen and paper, we would still be pure. Nor would death, which destroys everything, have affected them. But by this, their knowledge, they perish. And by this also, power consumes. Anybody out there that's claiming, oh, I know it all, I got all this power, I can tell you whatever the Bible says, are damn lie. You're being consumed by your greed for power. It's right here. But by this, their knowledge, they perish. And by this also, power consumes. Enoch 78:3. These are the two great luminaries. We getting into the new moons and the Sabbaths and all that now, y'all. Y'all hang on tight. These are the two great luminaries whose orbs are as the orbs of heaven, and the dimensions of both are equal. What is that saying? It's simply saying the sun and the moon are equal in size. What have we been taught? That the sun is bigger than all the other planets, especially the moon. Well, we just found out that's a lie. Because the Most High says, there are the two great luminaries. That's the sun and the moon, whose orbs are as the orbs of heaven, and the dimensions are equal. Both of them. Enoch 78, 12 through 14. Uriel likewise showed me another regulation. Now, this is the angel Uriel talking to Enoch. He's sharing some things here that I'm trying to share with you. Uriel likewise showed me another regulation. When light is poured into the moon, how it is poured into it from the sun. Did y'all get that? The light that the moon shows at night is given by the sun during the day. Now, just because you don't see it, don't mean it ain't there. How it is poured into it from the sun. All the time that the moon is in progress with its light, it is poured into the presence of the sun until light is in 14 days completed in heaven. Y'all, please listen. And when it is wholly extinguished, its light is consumed in heaven. And on the first day, it is called the new moon. For on that day, light is received into it. Do you see how important the new moon is? Do you see it is the beginning? Do you see it is the key? Oh my goodness. Enoch chapter 80, verses 1 through 6. In those days, Uriel answered and said to me, Behold, I have showed you all things, O Enoch, and all things have I revealed to you. You see the sun, the moon, and those which conduct the stars of heaven, which cause all their operations, seasons, and arrivals to return. In the days of sinners, the years shall be shortened. Y'all, please listen. In the days of sinners, that is us, the years shall be shortened. How many times have we ourselves said, man, the day got away from me. It just ain't enough time in the day to get everything done I need to get done. The clock still reads the same. But for some reason, we'll run out of time. That's a supernatural thing. That's the Most High's word coming to pass. Wake up, Israel. In the days of sinners, the years shall be shortened. Their seed shall be backward in their prolific soil, and everything done on earth shall be subverted and disappear in its season. The rain shall be restrained, and heaven shall stand still. In those days the fruits of the earth shall be late, and not flourish in their season. And in their season the fruits of the trees shall be withheld. The moon shall change its laws and not be seen at its proper period. What did I just tell you a few minutes ago? Because they don't keep the true Sabbath. They don't know the true years. They don't know the beginning of the new year. Everything is out of order. So the sun and the moon have changed their laws. That's why you can look up in the sky now and see the sun and the moon sharing the same time. That is not normal. Nobody has been the wisest. Nobody has realized there's something wrong here. The sun and the moon were called to serve at two different times. They are not supposed to be in the same time frame. But I know you've seen it. I know many of you have looked up in the sky during the day and saw both sun and moon. What happened when the Most High says the moon shall rule the night and the sun shall rule the day? I'll tell you what happened. Since they were violated, and Israel refused to keep the laws and the true Sabbaths, the moon changed its laws and not be seen at its proper period. That's why you see it up there with the sun. Shema, hear, O Israel, you have been told the whole truth. Shalom.